Okay, so I'm going to be recording and uploading to our YouTube channel. Trying to figure out if it's telling me that it's recording. Yep, okay, it is. So I thought it would be good to kind of do a little refresher / reminder on this topic, because I think that it's something a lot of people don't realize. So some people have been doing this for a while and maybe don't realize it, and some people are new to this and they don't realize it. And sometimes we just need a reminder of just how to take advantage of everything that's available to us. So I wanted to just kind of go into it, because with Young Living, it's not just a straight paycheck. Like, it's not just an income like anything else. And so I really wanted to be able to differentiate and distinguish what it is with Young Living. And this applies no matter where you're at, whether, you know, your star and your check is a few $100s a month, or you're where I'm at and it's more. And so I want to talk about it, and I'm going to be doing a class in Oily Friends later this month for our entire team that is just going to really talk about the income potential with Young Living, just for those who maybe haven't thought about it and might want to look into it for the new year. I hesitated, and I think a lot of our people did too, or do talk about the income, because I know that that's a touchy subject. And you know, for a lot of us, we're not doing this necessarily to make money as much as we are to really help people. But the truth be told is we all need a way to put food on the table and to provide for our families and things like that. But more so, what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is that, and then so much more. And I want to help share with you how to really maximize it in a very, very ethical and very practical way, so that you're really helping out as many people as you can. We are always first and foremost about helping people, and really, you know, helping people change their story, and that. And you know, when we do that, these income possibilities and things like that are just a side benefit of that. So I just wanted to make sure to kind of clarify that, and we'll talk a little bit more about what I'm saying too, just as far as how it's really not just about the income. And maybe that'll help some of us who, like, if you're like me, where, you know, we're kind of working through some maybe you know, weirdness around that or something like that. So I first want to make sure you guys understand, or begin to understand if you haven't before, the difference between a linear income and a residual income. Because when we think of income, we think of income. We don't necessarily differentiate between linear and residual. And I want to do that for those who aren't familiar with this difference. So, you know, Young Living, maybe in the beginning, your check might feel more like a linear income. And so that's like, if you don't do the work, you don't get paid, and your income grows basically for what the work you put into it. And if you don't put into it, it doesn't pay. Basically, linear income means you're trading your money, your time for money. And so the time that you put in is hopefully turned around into a paycheck that makes up for your time, hopefully. And this is the system that we're all used to in our society, that basically says you work and you get paid, and you have to go to work to get paid, and you have to go to work to pay the bills. And if you don't, you're not paying the bills. And I think that this year, unfortunately, has been a tough year for those who are dependent on a linear income source. And so that's just another reason why I've been wanting to cover this a little bit more. And you know, everybody's situation is different. I just want to make sure that we're reaching people who might need this information. So for me, and I'll just be honest with you guys, for me that sometimes is tough, because it's like, I know that there are some weird feelings about talking about income and earning money through this, but I would never want to do anybody a disservice if this is something that also, in addition to the health benefits, would bless them as well. So that's why I'm going to be sharing it in Oily Friends too. And I just want to make sure you guys are educated on that, and you can share the information with your members as well. because when we're looking at Young Living's income, it's more residual, and this happens more as you grow, which makes me want to say shout out to Eros for hitting silver, and that's when it really starts to happen, where it's residual income. So residual income, if you think about like a song maybe that somebody made and stuff, and they're getting paid on it years and years and years after they sang that song. That's an example of residual income. So it's income that you're receiving long after the work has already been done. Some other examples might be like some real estate, like, you know, we bought our house and you know, years later we sold it for a lot more. And you know, but sometimes in the real estate market, you know, people are using that as an income where they're getting income far and beyond what it was when they first did it. So it can be like an investment account. It's also known as passive income. And as much as I think that, you know, a lot of people will also agree that it's kind of a weird term for it, it basically indicates that while it wasn't passive income when you started earning it, it can be passive income long after you did the work. And so long after you did the work, you're still getting paid on the work that you did. So for those of you who have started sharing Young Living, you've started classes, you've started really helping people with the products and things like that, I want you to really understand that the work you're doing right now is work that has the potential to pay off still for years and years and years to come. And, you know, we had one guy at, let me think here, Gold Retreat in a couple years ago, and he was in his 70s, I think, and he had started a Young Living account many, many years before, and just out of his love for the products was enrolling people and, you know, building up a little bit of a paycheck. And for a while, it was a good 10 years or more, he needed to take a break. And that's where he was at in life. And he really didn't do anything with that, those, you know, that the business he had inadvertently started, but he was still getting a paycheck every single month for over a decade. And he still would have even long after that. And he was, but he decided that it was time to really get back into it and, you know, really do something to support those people and stuff like that. So that was a really great example of the potential for residual income. So, you know, the work that you're putting in right now might seem like twice as much, or it might seem like it's really not building a paycheck as much as it should for the work that you're putting into it. But that is because of this residual income, this passive income that has the potential to continue for years and years and years after the work is done. So just something to remember, because when you're first starting, it might feel like you're pushing a ball up a hill. And sometimes it feels like that, you know, until silver rank or maybe gold rank or something. But then that ball starts really rolling. You've done that bulk amount of work, and then it's starting to really pay off. And you can have, you know, a day, a month, a few months where, you know, life throws you some major curveball or something, a diagnosis or a situation with a family member or something, and you might need to just really focus on that in life, and your checks will still continue to come in. And, you know, we can talk about like the blessing that is and has been for many families in the midst of a diagnosis or something, and how they've really been able to just serve and love on the people in their life at that time, and not have to worry about, you know, neglecting maybe something that they could do to love on somebody during that time, just to, you know, run after a paycheck or something like that. So there's a lot of power in that. And that's something that, you know, we could talk about for a long time, but I just wanted to kind of give you some of that to really kind of get started on thinking and understanding what residual income is. So this is a little bit more about it. And there's a saying that says, if you really understood residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. When we really start grasping the concept of residual income, it helps us in the beginning to go, okay, it feels like I'm doing a lot of work for a little bit of payout. But you know, if you look at any type of real entrepreneurial business, that's how it is in the beginning anyway. And for them, sometimes it's residual income that they're building for the future, and sometimes it isn't. But with this business, it is. That's exactly how it works. I want to give you another example. We were on a diamond retreat in Spain last year, and there was this really cute elderly couple. The gentleman was in a Hawaiian shirt, and I must have just been looking at them or something, and our Royal Crown Diamond Cherry asked me, "Do you know who they are?" And I said, "No, I don't, but they're adorable, and I want to know their story." And she said that he was actually the butler for a man who had built a Young Living business in addition to other businesses. So the man that he worked for was a very wise entrepreneur. He knew the benefits of residual income, and he was building businesses that would give him residual income. And so he had done that successfully with Young Living in addition to other businesses. And in his will, he gave his Young Living business to this man who was his butler and friend. And so this man and his wife were getting a check every single month. Just, you know, he didn't have to be a butler anymore. He was enjoying the trips from Young Living and stuff like that. And we didn't even talk about the trips as another part of the opportunities with this. But anyway, so it's just another thing that we want to talk about too is the willable income with Young Living. So, you know, for me, I feel like it's important that if something happens to me, I can leave my family with something where they don't have to worry about, you know, especially with a lot of kids, I want to make sure that they're taken care of and that they still get the time that they do now to be taught at home and to be loved on every day at home and things like that. And they will get that because if something were to happen to me, they would still get a check every single month to take care of things for them. So that's another thing about this business is that it has willable income. And we've seen this, like I gave you the example about the butler and things like that. And so that's just another way that you are really doing something for the people that you love with this income that's very different than anything else. For those who are wondering how to do that, this is really just a legal thing. And so this would be where, you know, when you get to a point where you're like, okay, yeah, my check is really comfortable. I want to make sure that it's going to my loved ones or something, then you would just meet with an attorney and work that out with them. So another thing I want to make sure you understand, which is something I did not understand at first, and we are really seeing the blessing of this, is the multiple incomes from Young Living. So anyone in your, anyone in your circle, in your family that is 16 years or older can get a check from Young Living also. And you can help them while you're helping yourself. And so for instance, we in my family get 5 checks from, is that 5? Me, my husband, and then I have 3 kids over 16, and they are all getting a check from Young Living every month. My what I've done is, you know, when I'm enrolling people, I can place them under my kids who are under my husband. And then that means that we can, you know, we can get paid on them on, you know, what our work for all three of us. And what I do is I make sure that my teens are working for that. So for me, you know, I make sure that they're sending out postcards that are keeping them educated, keeping their members educated and informed, that they are answering their questions, fielding their questions for me, and getting back to them faster than I might be able to with how many people I have and stuff like that. So it's really giving them a job. But I know that there are some people too who do this for their parents to give them a retirement income or something like that. So I know a lot of leaders in the Diamond group that I'm in and stuff, we've talked a lot about this, where they're starting an account underneath them for their mom, and their mom is getting a consistent check just as their way of helping take care of their parent in their elderly years and things like that. And so that's just another way that we can help people through this. And You know, a lot of people do it that way and find that it's a really great way for them to love on the people that they feel led to take care of and things like that. So if you guys, you know, have any questions about how to do that or anything like that, we can always work more through that. But it's really just a matter of them having their account. And then we talk about strategic placement, where you're placing members under, you know, different accounts that are under you and things like that. If you have people under 16 or 16 to 18, there is a different enrollment process that they have to go through in order to have an account. It's a little bit more, you know, they have to fill out an application, send it in. When that application is received, then somebody from corporate will call and talk to them and get a feel for why they want to have an account, that they'll be responsible with it and things like that. And then go through checking out with them to order a kit for their starter kit. So it's a really simple process. It just takes a little bit of time, but it's a really great way to get teens started being entrepreneurs and learning how to have their own income. And my daughter is able to just go after her dreams that she loves doing, because she can, you know, have the same income from home that her friends are having to spend a lot of hours at the coffee shop for, and she's doing the work, but also, you know, has a little bit more freedom in her time and things like that. So of course we didn't talk about time freedom, which is another part of this, and making your own schedule and things like that. So I just want to encourage you guys in that it's more than just a paycheck. And I know that so many people on our team have such huge hearts for helping people, serving people, using their time to serve people and to love on them and help them and do things for them and things like that. And so I want to make sure that our people know that that's part of this. You can do that with this. And for my family, it's been a really huge blessing to be able to use our time and, you know, income that comes in to, you know, encourage people, take them out to eat, pay for their meal, and just love on them, or bring them groceries when they need it, or like buy my mom a car, like I got to do, or things like that. And I know that, like, when we were moving and stuff, things were really hard and I got really behind, and I felt so bad for not being there and you know, pouring into people and helping and things like that. But my check still came, and it was still the same, you know, as it always is. And so did my husband's and my teens and things like that. So it really, and you know, they're at Senior Star Executive Silver level, and they're still getting checks in when you know, we have a crazy month and they're not able to do the work or something like that. So just to kind of encourage you in that, and really start getting your brain to think about, like, where will this opportunity take you if you have more time freedom, if you have checks coming in, when something might come up, and you can commit your time to really pouring into people and helping them. Like for me, I always swore, I'm like, if I do this, and when I succeed in this, you know, God forbid anything should happen to my mom. My mom had said to me one day, Sarah, if I ever get cancer, I want you to help me with the natural protocol. And that's, you know, we talk about juicing, and that's a really intensive day-to-day care thing. I mean, that's a lot of care that goes into that. And I knew that with this type of residual, you know, income and things like that, that I could do that for her if I ever needed to. Hopefully I don't, but I know that I can commit to stuff like that with this opportunity. So I'm sharing this with you guys tonight because at the end of this month, we're doing a vision board party. And in that vision board, you're going to be envisioning where this is going to take you. And so the paycheck isn't the goal, it's what that will do in your life and in the lives of the people that you love. And so I want you to start thinking about it that way, so that when we do our vision board party, it'll help you know what you're going to be putting on your vision board, and start seeing it if you haven't seen it before, or maybe just get a fresh vision if you've already done it before. So that was part of leading up to our vision board party, and I'll have more information coming up on that, what you'll need for it and things like that. But that's just to get you started. So I'm actually going to stop. We were at 20 minutes. I'm going to stop recording, and then I'll allow a minute for questions if anybody has them.